9045. What is the pilot's responsibility for clearance or instruction read back? A. Except for SIDS, acknowledge altitude assignments, altitude restrictions, and vectors. B. If the clearance or instruction is understood, EFI acknowledgement is sufficient. C. Read back the entire clearance or instruction to confirm the message is understood. The correct answer is A. The portions of ATC clearances and instructions providing altitude assignments or vectors should be read back by pilots of airborne aircraft. The controller must explicitly mention any altitudes contained in charted procedures, such as DPs, instrument approaches, etc., before reading them back. 9008. What is the normal procedure for IFR departures at locations with pre-taxi clearance programs? A. Pilots request IFR clearance when ready to taxi. The pilot will receive taxi instruction with clearance. B. Pilots request IFR clearance when ready to taxi. Pilots will receive taxi clearance, then receive IFR clearance while taxiing or on run-up. C. Pilots request IFR clearance 10 minutes or less prior to taxi, then request taxi clearance from ground control. The correct answer is C. Participating pilots should telephone clearance delivery or ground control no later than 10 minutes prior to taxi when operating at airports with pre-taxi clearance delivery. When pilots are prepared to taxi after receiving the IFR clearance on the clearance delivery frequency, they should contact ground control. 9009. What is the purpose of the term hold for release when included in an IFR clearance? A. A procedure for delaying departure for traffic volume, weather, or need to issue further instructions. B. When an IFR clearance is received by telephone, the pilot will have time to prepare for takeoff prior to being released. C. Gate hold procedures are in effect, and the pilot receives an estimate of the time the flight will be released. The correct answer is A. When the phrase hold for release is included in an IFR clearance, it means that the pilot should delay their departure until further instructions are provided by Air Traffic Control, ATC. This can occur due to various reasons, such as high traffic volume, adverse weather conditions, or the need for ATC to issue additional instructions or clearances. The pilot is required to wait for ATC's authorization before commencing the departure. 9056. What action should the pilot take when gate hold procedures are in effect? A. Contact ground control prior to starting engines for sequencing. B. Taxi into position and hold prior to requesting clearance. C. Start engines, perform pre-takeoff check, and request clearance prior to leaving the parking area. The correct answer is A. When gate hold procedures are in effect, it means that there is a delay in departure due to air traffic congestion or other operational reasons. In such cases, the pilot should contact ground control before starting the engines to receive instructions regarding the sequencing of departures. This allows ATC to manage the flow of aircraft and provide the pilot with further guidance on when to expect their clearance and departure. 9057. What special consideration is given for turbine-powered aircraft when gate hold procedures are in effect? A. They are given preference for departure over other aircraft. B. They are expected to be ready for takeoff when they reach the runway or warm-up block. C. They are expected to be ready for takeoff prior to taxi and will receive takeoff clearance prior to taxi. The correct answer is B. Turbine-powered aircraft are typically able to start their engines and complete their pre-takeoff procedures more quickly than other types of aircraft. Therefore, they are expected to be ready for takeoff as soon as they reach the runway or designated warm-up area. This helps to expedite their departure and minimize the impact of the gate hold procedures on their operations.